Alright guys, this is going to be just a quick video on how to disassemble and reassemble the Ruger 1022 Takedown. Alright guys, so to get started, obviously you'll want to remove any magazine that you might still have in there, and then take your bolt, make sure you're clear, and then you're actually going to lock your bolt back. So you pull that back, and then this lever right here, just push it, you have the bolt back, just push it in and it locks your bolt. And so in order to take the barrel off, you do have to have the bolt locked back, or else it won't work. So, but once you have the bolt locked back, you're going to pull this lever right here forward and then twist, and off comes that portion. And then you're left here. Next, you are actually going to need an Allen wrench, and then you are going to remove this screw right here. Actually, the screw is going to stay in here. You're just going to unscrew it. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. Once that's out, then your receiver is going to be coming loose here. And then what you're going to want to do is your safety, you're going to want to kind of put it in the middle so it clears the stock when this part comes out. There you go. And there's your stock. Set that aside. Alright, so next thing, we're actually going to take a couple pins out. We're going to take this pin and this pin out to remove the trigger assembly. And you could just use a punch. This is a Glock 20 Glock tool, but works just as well. You're just going to punch these through here. Like so. And then your trigger assembly will probably fall out. That's pretty much as far as you need to go on that for your basic cleaning. And then you're going to take your receiver here and notice in the back your bolt buffer. This one actually exchanges out and have the kid bolt buffer, so it might be a little bit different than what you have, but essentially you're just going to want to pull that through as well. Alright, so mine might come out a little different, but if you have the stock one, it's just a pin like that. With the kid, it's kind of a rubberized one, so yours might be a little bit different, but same thing. And then you're going to be able to pull the bolt back, and you should be able to pull it up and out with some playing around with it. There you go. So there goes your bolt, and then slide right there. So that is a fully disassembled Ruger 1022 Takedown, and then your next step would be to clean. But we'll go ahead and put this thing back together. Alright, so to put this thing back together, we're just going to basically reverse the process we just did. You're going to take your receiver here, and you take your spring, slide that back in there, and see it's going to rest just like that. Now the next part to put the bolt in is going to actually take two hands. You're going to pull this back and down, and then this right here is going to fit right in there. And it's easiest once you have that pulled back to put the bolt in front first. So it takes a little bit of practice, but once you get it, okay. And once you get it, you should be able to move it forward a little bit. See? In that groove right there. Alright, and you should be able to pop that forward like that. So, and then once you get that in there, then you take your bolt buffer, and then you're going to put that back in here. It goes in a larger hole. Mine's going to be a little bit more difficult just because it's got a rubber on the outside. So actually the easiest way to do mine is to do the rubber part first. Like I said, that's just the kid bolt buffer. It's like $5 online. It just makes it to where it's a little bit easier on the bolt and the receiver. I'll post a link to that where I have a separate video reviewing that. But once you get your bolt buffer back in there, next step is put the trigger assembly back in there as well. And what you want to make sure you do is, this will probably come loose. You'll want to make sure it's sitting in that groove like that, because it's actually going to sit in here. So we're just going to kind of line that up. And then put your pins back in here. You line up those holes. Alright, and you actually might have to pull the bolt back to get these pins in here just right. So just pull the bolt back, kind of play around with it until you're able to fit those pins in there. Then just push them all the way through till they're flush, just like so. Okay. Alright. So once that's done, it's actually time to put it back in the stock. Like I said, again, you're going to want to make sure this trigger, the safety is kind of in the middle, so it'll clear. You just kind of drop it in there like that. See, the safety's got to clear here. So as long as it's in the middle, it should drop in there like so. Then you're going to take your screw, put it back in there. Okay. And put your barrel back on there. Alright, then you're going to do a couple function tests. So you're going to release the bolt. There you go. So that is how to field strip the Rigger 1022 Takedown to clean it. So it's pretty simple, but if you have any questions or anything, let me know in the comments. I'll also post a link to where I get in some more detail with cleaning. So thanks for watching.